are the exact same product, just with a different name. You guys don't know what pafuki means. It's a word parquet, so wood, fugen, filler, kit. Wood filling kit, right?
Fugen means...
Fugen is gap.
Yeah.
Fugen is gap. So wood, gap, filler. That's how you get the name pafuki. That's really confusing for us in America. So we took the name power filler. But basically you're going to use this water-based filler. It's a lot of binders in this product. And you're going to use your fine dust from the floor to make a mixture. I like to mix in a container so it's clean, dump it out just like you would the ready-to-use fillers, and then trowel on the surface. The reason these are so advantageous is because you'll get a perfect color match from the floor you're working on. So if you have the Brazilian cherry or the walnut or whatever species, you need that filler to match perfectly, then you can take the power filler, you mix it with the ultra fine dust from the floor. We recommend 80 to 100 grit dust. Ideally, from a trio or power drive, any kind of planetary machine, you want that dust. You want the finer dust. Not too fine, but 80 to 100. If you use edger dust or something from the belt machine, it's just too thick and the filler will be far too clumpy. So planetary dust is what you want. You're gonna mix that basically 2 to 1, or to your preference. If you like it runny, you can mix it outside of that ratio. If you like it thick, you can make it outside of that ratio. It's really a preferential thing. Just know that with all fillers, regardless of their composition, gravity always wins. So if you have a deep gap and a thin filler, you're gonna be filling it a bunch of times. If you have a really thick filler, you can more quickly satisfy a big wide open gap. But it's not so fun to work with a thick mixed filler, okay? So power filler on the water-based side, matching the exotic species, drying quickly, sanding easily, okay?
It will also age with the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
UV exposure, it will bleach with the floor.
Yeah.
And it will take stain just like the floor.
Thank you.
And reactives. If somebody's doing dyes or tannin reactives, it will react with the floor. Sorry, David.
Yep.
Can you also mash potatoes?
Mashed potato?
Yeah, like you take the dust or the middle.
Oh, you can. And that's kind of the German way. They put a pile of the dust, make a little bowl, they pour the liquid in, and then they use the trowel to
Like making pasta.
to stir it up.
You know,
I don't like it.
The biggest problem is if you do it that way, you got that dust in those gaps already.
Already. And they're
So
not
that
dry.
spot will not be filled how it should be.
Oh, goodness.
So
Okay, yeah.
why?
Containers better.
It's the easiest way because you don't have to clean the bucket and stuff like that, but do it in the bucket, mix it, and then pour it on the floor. Get the best result.
You get every, yeah, gotcha.
So again, the official mix ratio is 2 to 1, but it's a free mix. You do it how you want. But this awesome point, as the floor ages, the wood will patina. The filler will do it with the wood when you mix it this way with this type of product. With a premix filler, I think we all know a premixed Brazilian cherry filler in an old Brazilian cherry floor doesn't look so hot. It's like bright pink, and the floor is going really dark, right? Maybe some of you have seen it. So that's kind of an everyday use filler. Its solvent counterpart is Pafuki Super. Some of you might know a familiar product, wood flour cement. This product's going off really quickly. It's drying very fast and it's getting pretty hard. But again, same end result that you get a perfect color match from the floor you're working on. You use the same dust, mix it on the same way. Obviously, you have to put out the pilot lights. Anybody who knows wood flour cement knows that it's of that nature. So you got to put out your pilot lights. Be conscious. Get some fresh air moving in the house. And luckily, it goes out really quickly. I mean, it's really just while you're working with it, the smells. But many people are fans of the old school way, not using the water-based system. Probably a little bit stronger. I like it. Everybody want to take a whiff. If you don't want to smell it, it's okay.
Not too long, Bruce.
And just for comparison,
It's like the report card.
yeah. How many of you sell power filler?
We do.
Okay. It's been running for you? Selling a good amount?
It's
For
had
the most part, I
Yeah.
mean, it's, so now that people are starting to be educated about pack stop,
Mhm.
we're seeing the power filler sales go down and the
Okay.
pack stop sales go up. But, I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, the power filler has a really interesting smell. It's very, very interesting smell, and what it is the raw material.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
really low VOC in power filler, less than 100 for sure.
Smells like Elmer's glue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is.
It does.
Yeah.
But I present these two together because their benefits are similar. Yeah.
Right.
They're used the same way. Okay, so that's those two. And now we would move to PackStop. And PackStop's been quite the bomb for us in America. I would give you a little bit of history about PackStop. It's important that you understand what it was designed for originally, and then we talk about basically how we use it in America, because it doesn't quite apply so much. So, the name PackStop gets it comes from what it's designed to block. So stop is blocking. PAK ingredients are polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and those are found in old bitumen tar pitch adhesives from back in the day. And these polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons are coming out of the adhesives over time. As they break and get brittle, they get walked on, they get mashed and turned to fine dust that comes out through the cracks. And those ingredients are really bad. Very, very bad. And so here in Europe, there's a lot of that. And now the solution is the need for a solution to block these ingredients is at the forefront. And with this filler, you can encapsulate and completely seal off the threat of the PAK ingredients from coming out. That's why the product was created. That's its original purpose. Now, in America, we know that it's capable and famous for filling really large gaps and staying in the floor permanently. No other filler on the market up until now has been able to achieve PAK certification, but also remain flexible, pliable in ultra wide gaps in a hardwood floor. Now, first things first, if the floor is still moving a lot, you probably don't want to use it. If the floor is done moving and the gaps are permanent, then you would make the decision to use the PackStop. Okay, the PackStop can handle the movement, but again, ideally you want it done in a floor that's just done moving and it's what's done is done and it's shrunk and it's never coming back. It's really that situation where you would use this filler. So behind me, you can see some gaps that are, I don't know, just under 3/8 wide. We did a big, huge plate for one of our last classes, and then we cut it down into sample sizes that the guys could take. But here you have the pack in the gap. It was so big and so deep that we used our smart cord, or most people call it backer rod. The painters call it backer rod. Stuff the gap first with the smart cord, and then we put our filler in and send off the excess. And anyway, you guys feel free to come around, have a look, poke it, feel it, see what it's all about. But this is a finished, thank you, Boris. This is the smart cord.
See us on Saturday at Labelers Tuesday.
See you then. You want to pass that around? That's the smart cord. That'll save the customer a lot of money. If they want to buy more PackStop, by all means, please
Don't tell them
go right
that.
ahead.
Dump that pack stop in.
Yeah.
With the phone.
You don't have to buy ours. That's a really just simple styrofoam cord. Of course, you could use rope. Some people,
Ochre.
old school method was to use rope.
Ochre. Ochre. It's like they use, plumbers use it to go around like, it's a rope. It's kind of like a rope.
Yeah, okay.
It's like almost like a styrofoam when you sit down.
Yeah, it's just a styrofoam cord.
Okay.
So,
So it doesn't stop the movement of the board if it does move.
No, it
Well, it's a kind
What's that?
bending, flexing.
That's the
Oh,
bottom?
wow, that's, yeah, okay. So you're just taking that down before you put it back.
Flammable, you know, so you don't have to worry about pile lights or anything.
Yeah.
And side
We
bind.
made some of those,
Yeah, what did you hear?
in Omaha. They're not as pretty, but
Not flammable.
it's
so
amazing
not-
to show
not
people.
pile
how
lights.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
it's nice.
This is all, low VOC stuff here. So, first things first, I'm a really honest person. My boss wouldn't like this conversation, but we're gonna tell you the bad points first before I talk about how great it is, okay? It's expensive filler, number one. This takes a long time to dry. You have overnight dry times, number two. Number three, it's a little bit tricky to sand off, okay? And number four, you might have to do it twice. If the gaps are really deep and really big, you might have to come back. I mean, that's nothing new for fillers.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the bad news. That's the honest truth. And if you tell those truths up front, you will not have someone coming back at you the next day with complaints. Hey, this stuff won't dry. Hey, this stuff is tough to sand. Hey, I paid a lot of money for this stuff. This is an ultra special filler for special needs, and there isn't another option on the market that can achieve what it can. But now I'll tell you how it works. The good news is that it's a really nice looking solution that's permanent. It is not coming out. If the gaps are clean, they're vacuumed out, and there's no contaminants within the board seams, it's not coming out. You will have to tool cut, scratch kick, and pull it out.
Make sure your homeowner is already cool with the color before you do this,
No, that-
because getting it back out would be hellacious.
Well, and that's probably more properly the fourth disadvantage of the product. It can only be colored by one of our 7 colors of powder. So it's not like a free system like these where you take the dust from the floor and get the perfect color. It doesn't work like that. You have to use one of our 7 colors of powder, and you pick whichever powder will be the right fit for the color goals on the floor with the customer. So
Well, they could mix the powders.
you
though,
can
right?
mix
But
you can mix the powders themselves to get your own unique color.
Let me together.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. If you the black is a default easy choice in a lot of situations. Black just looks really sharp. It's got that ship kind of vibe going
Especially
on.
with pine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pine floors where they did black gaps, and it's kind of a cool two-tone effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the data sheet is some instructions on how to mix it. Those are gravimetric instructions. Gravimetric means that it's got to be weighed out, right? They carry scales in the vans here in Europe. Unless you sell drugs, we do not in America. So it was important for me that we give a really simple explanation on volume, how to mix the product. So we are going to take one part. We need Muscles McGee here. Come on, Nate. Come on.
The shake weight.
Is the pock fuller, the other one that you showed us, are those as flexible as this?
Sorry?
The other one you showed us.
Oh, no.
No,
No.
okay.
They act more like wood flour cement.
Correct.
So they'll pop out the crack?
That move.
Or crack.
I mean, they do pretty well on a floor that's relatively stable with small cracks, but they're not going to be able to handle something
One.
like this,
They,
you know.
yeah.
Wow, I should use this.
And a half. Oh,
2.
okay.
3. 4.
Looks like a milkshake.
Oh, McDonald's milkshake.
Yeah.
The powder. It never works.
5 to 1.
regardless of the container you're using, even the big one would be the same.
Correct. But for me, it's really important that I can give you a really simple ratio. I think we can all work with the ratio, whether this is your one part, whether this is your one part, or whether this is your one part is one part.
Still.
So it's pretty easy. Yeah,
What is your working time?
that's also the good news. If this container is sealed really well, you can use it the next day, the next day,
Okay.
the next day, the next day. I think Ralph told me if it's really well sealed, he's seen people use it 2 weeks later.
Yeah, we did a plastic bag and we zip tied it shut. And man, I was able to use that for like days and days afterward.
So you can't go off the 5-to-1 if you want it thicker,
You-
thinner.
I really wanted to do 4-to-1, me personally, and you can do 4-to-1. I wouldn't push it much more past plus or minus
If you
one.
want it thicker
part,
versus
yeah.
thinner.
Yep.
Like pancake mix.
Pancake batter.
There you go. Thin, thick.
Right.
So this product will not take stain. You have to pick.
Color is the color.
That's correct. It will not take stain.
Do y'all have like recipes for colors?
No, but yeah, that's.
Yeah. There you go.
I dig it, I dig it.
Okay, so if you had a drill, you know, obviously you do this mixing a little faster.
This is huge.
But you have a really nice open time. It's going to take for sure overnight to dry.
We get cracks like this.
And yes, my favorite way to work is 4-to-1. But 5-to-1 is the official volumetric mix ratio, so that's what I need to tell you. Now that I've told you and I've shown you, I'm gonna go maybe one half part. Yeah, I did my job.
There you go.
You fired because we got it on tape.
John's gonna blackmail you.
Eh.
Pluses and minuses.
But this is
right?
what's going to happen on a job site.
Right.
It's
right.
not going to be
It's never
exact.
gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
So really important, there's a couple of important things in terms of instructions. Obviously, you really want to vacuum the floor extremely well. Anything that's brittle or hanging on by a thread, you should just break it out, cut it out with a multi-tool, whatever.
If you see some old piece of filler sitting in there that's barely hanging on, that's gotta go.
Yeah. Clean it out. It's not going to
A
match
lot of
anyway.
guys, my siblings have a harbor company in Michigan. They just did a big one in Grand Rapids, commercial floor pack stuff. And they went through with a multi-tool and just buzzed everything out before,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
They did their rough cut and then they took the multi-tool through and just knocked everything out of the gap. Yep.
Okay. So, we'll stir it for days, but then the rest is easy peasy. We're going to get it out.
Gorgeous.
We strongly recommend to not use a masonry trowel from Lowe's or Home Depot. We recommend to use the flexible stainless steel trowel. You can clean it easily, and important that you have some downward pressure on the knife. With the masonry trowel, you can't put any flexible kind of downward pressure on the blade. And then we're simply just going to trowel the surface, taking special emphasis direct with the puddle centered over the gaps. Angles are really nice as well to use. That way the blade edges don't ever go down into the gaps. Always working at an angle. The other workaround that we recommend, because I told you it's a little tricky to stand off. When this is dry, the surface will still feel a little sticky. Completely normal. When it is dry, it's going to be a little tricky to sand off. 80 grit for sure on your Hummel belt machine should take it off. Might some people drop to 60? It's okay. It's really up to you. But the workaround to have an easier time sanding it off is to sand the floor to a higher grit than you normally would if you're using another filler. So most floor guys are going to sand to 50 or 60 grit, then they're going to use their filler. If you can run your Planetary, your Power Drive, or your Trio at a really quick pass with 120 to slick up the surface, then the surface won't allow as much to saturate into the wood because it's more closed off. So close off the top surface of the wood with a little bit higher grit and a quick pass, and then the filler can't sink into the grain as much, then it's easier to sand off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and if I could add, just be way more careful on this kind of stuff. You know, when people trial fill with, like, say, wood-wise, they'll be really liberal. You'll see they'll leave stuff. They'll leave big holidays on the surface.
Yeah.
That stuff will fight you big time.
Oh,
You can't
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made to hang in the gap, so it's going to hang on the surface, right?
I was gonna say, it was a
Clean it up as
pain.
much as possible.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I sanded to 80 grit when I used pack stop. I've only used it once.
Uh-huh.
Sanded to 80 grit, and then taking it off the next day because we went pretty liberal on top. Man, that was
Fought
rough.
you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Would someone like to play with it? If not, you're not gonna hurt my feelings.
You said you can do this again.
Yeah, if you get some sinkage and you need to hit
Oh,
it
you wanna
again,
play?
of course you can go back and
Would
get some
you
more in
sand
there.
it off and then do it?
No,
Or
no,
you just go over?
go over it a second time.
Okay.
It's his camera.
But then it would need another day to dry.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could come back in and
Correct.
finish.
And this product and this process is extra time and work and preparation, and it's extra cost. But again, you're not using this as an everyday filler. You're not selling it as an everyday filler. You are selling it as a really specialty solution when you have permanent gaps that really need to be filled in a floor.
So you do the floor, and then 50 years later, the customer wants to redo it and change the color.
Yeah.
You're saying to get that filler out would be
You'd
your
have to,
challenge.
you'd have to cut it out.
Oh.
Yeah. But, and that's why so many people default to the black. Gaps are black anyway. So if someone walks in and sees a dark gap, even in a light floor, it still looks pretty sharp. At least it's flush, full, and finished looking.
So if you didn't want to take it out and you resanded the floor and change it, but you could stay there? If the color was dark or the floor was dark and it was
Yeah.
staying that way, you wouldn't have to take it out.
No.
So it would just sand down as you sand it.
Yeah, you're just gonna mill down into it just like the wood.
But the old filler that's in the floor, like the old pine we had, you can't change the colors and it just gets black and gets hard and so
No,
it's not a big deal. It's
but
the
like
fact
a
that
newer floor that you lay.
the fact it stays is what's
Yep, no, it's
interesting.
plenty. Don't be out some freshy. And Nate's totally right.